Started.
What about my shit?
Get it started. Man, we got like a million videos in a row where it's like you and me doing this stupid workout. Not a... Except for last night. It would have been like 5 in a row or something.
Yeah, boy.
I think the one I did last night, I was able to catch up a little bit on like the actual progress instead of just, so what's Abe doing? I don't know, Abe. Nothing to do, Abe. Yeah, nothing to do. Are you running the bot install commands in the background, or?
Not at this moment.
You might as well just start from the beginning and run through them again and see if it does it. You know.
Yeah, that's the plan. As soon as I get off my throne, you know what I'm saying. Shut up.
He said throne.
Oh, what was it? I gotta remember this. So something happened at work the other day, and I had a Beavis moment.
Uh-huh.
And I actually said it. Oh yeah. Yeah. So I got this new kid basically. He's got some experience in the field.
Yeah.
More than what I do in the particular field of what I'm doing now versus
Sure.
But anyways,
he's worked at this location longer.
No, he's worked at this location less, but in the general field of like chassis testing.
Yes.
He's done it longer than I have. I don't think I'm explaining it quite well, but
yeah, I get it.
So, yeah, he's been doing vehicle testing longer than
you've been doing testing longer. He's been doing vehicle testing longer than you have done vehicle testing as a subset of your
vehicle
longer testing.
I've been doing like engine dyno stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, me and I guess the first shift worker we were talking about him and how chatty he likes to be.
Uh-oh.
So I say, I then have a butthead moment. I'm like, shut up, Tyler.
Uh-huh.
The lady just like loses her mind, like laughs. She's like, did you just impersonate butthead? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was about my impression, but she liked it.
It just hit her just right. It was so unexpected. That's great. Whoa! Did not expect. Yeah, knock it off. Now, which one of them was smarter? Or was it that Butthead was like smarter, but Beavis was wiser?
For that, I want to say that Butthead was kind of both, actually. Was smarter, wiser than Beavis.
Oh, interesting. I feel like Beavis would routinely have like the deep insight that's like, oh, like I know that Butthead was like in charge. He was usually the leader, the instigator.
Yeah, the alpha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely true, because he would he would smack Beavis around
right
quite a bit whenever Beavis would have like stupid moments.
Well, that's why I say he was smarter, but I think Beavis often had like Beavis usually had like he'd have the oddball insight that was like always like a way more in-depth take than Butthead. He wouldn't do it all the time. That's why it was like, he's like every now and then he would just have this like insight. Maybe he was just truly the stupider character, but it was on occasion the still waters ran deep. Is what you're saying? Well, I would compare them, Jay and Silent Bob. You know what I'm talking about?
I've heard of Jay and Silent Bob. Yeah, I've never really watched.
Oh,
them.
okay. Well, yeah. Well, one of them talks all the time, and one of them doesn't. But when the one that doesn't talks, it's always profound, right? Because he doesn't say much,
Yes.
but when he says something, it's important. Plus, like, what the fuck goes on when he becomes Cornholio? I mean, no one's really following that at all, you know?
Is. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I guess the same could be kind of said about like Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah. Yep. There you go.
Similar kind of thing.
There was wisdom in Pinky. The Brain was clearly more intelligent and was the leader, but every now and then he'd be like, "No, that's stupid," because no one watches that show. And he's like, "Really, Pinky?" You know?
Pinky was the tall, skinnier one, right?
Right. Well, the Brain. So easy to remember, right? Which one's which? The Brain has a big head.
Yeah. Okay. Yep, that makes sense.
Uh-huh. What was your point, though?
I just couldn't remember.
Just making sure which one was which.
Yeah. Jesus crikey.
Man, you're picking up my mannerisms, Mr. Jesus Crikey.
Oh, never mind. They're not graphics cards. They're power supplies. But looking in the Discord here, this one guy's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 power supplies for what?
8 computers.
Somebody's like, laugh my ass off. Why? And then another person replies, more power, baby.
More power.
Yeah. POWA.
Power. Hoverboards don't work on water without power, stupid. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to doing the real thing.
Agreed.
This is fairly basic right now. Just log into Best Buy website in your default browser and run the commands. Huh?
I saw in their Discord there was a guy complaining that the PS5s are getting like pretty heavily scalped, like targeted. Like even with the bot, he hasn't been able to like buy one for a week, something like that. 5 days.
Yeah, it's for some reason the PS5s are in so much higher demand than the Xboxes are.
Right. I assume a runoff of the popularity of PS4 versus Xbox One.
Yeah, that very well could be.
That inertia. I mean, it took Microsoft pulling their stupid shit, right? Their boners with the like diskless future and all that shit. You know, like people are just not ready for it, and that kind of fucked them. And they still haven't recovered from that. You know, they're doing better than they were.
Are you talking about like the launch of the original Xbox One?
Yeah.
Or not the original Xbox One?
That's right.
Yeah, 2013's Xbox One. Yeah. Yeah, that did it.
That pretty much like killed them for that generation.
Yeah, it really did, kind of, in a way.
They have a lot of good offerings. It's really interesting. I haven't like picked up anything on an Xbox since PS4. I maybe I've logged into a couple little games here and there. I have a 360. It's still hooked up under my desk.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really killed it for me. And every time I think about them, I think about how they tried to pull that shit, and I go, eh. And then they had their whole thing where it was like, play the game wherever you want, PC or Xbox. I'm like, well, I have a PC, so I'll play it there.
Yeah.
What's their thing called? Game Pass.
Yes.
Yeah, the Game Pass seems like the thing they're really killing it with. That's like the thing that's like, oh, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And if they had something like that in place when they were like, we're gonna go digital on games, maybe that would have helped a lot, because it would have been a clear alternative that wasn't like buy or not buy. You don't own it. It's like, well, why don't you just sign up for this service that has a ton of good games that rotate through on a Netflix style basis? Like, oh, of course. That would have made a lot more sense than like, you're never gonna own this. Yeah. Just I don't necessarily think they were wrong in the idea. It was where the world was going, but it was their presentation that just flunked.
Well, that plus, so I'm sure you remember the thing.
Yeah.
Xbox One launching for $500.
Yes.
And that was with the Connect.
Yeah, that's right. Connect's another reason.
Yeah, they were trying to force that down everyone's throats, and no one was having it. They're like,
nope.
Fuck
Grandma
you.
already had a Wii. She didn't want to connect.
And more importantly, I guess, Big Brother, Uncle Sam didn't want to, spy on me while I'm spanking my monkey on the couch butt naked.
They should. I mean, they learn so much more about you. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, they would learn a great deal about my porn preferences, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck off. That's what I would tell them.
What are they gonna do with it? Target you with like Pornhub ads? Like,
yeah, so I can feel presidential as fuck, yo.
407 boners ago. All right, folks, that's our boner talk for the night. Good night. Anything to say, Kray?
Not really, because I have a mouthful of juices.
That's why I asked.